are here in the game lobby for our finals match tonight. It is going to be Team 2 versus Team 5 of our MBG Thursday night tournament. And as soon as the teams are ready, we're going to go ahead and go into Champ Select. Okay, we're going to see Synendra and Lee Sin coming out from the blue side really quickly. These bands are going through quite quickly. Nasus and Evelyn over here from the purple side. Getting rid of a Kennen, that's got to be a direct ban at somebody, and also a Kha'Zix. So and a Vi comes out immediately from our blue team as their jungler. Over here on the purple team, we are going to see a Leona, and they're hovering over Shyvana as that counter to Vi in the jungle. Or she could possibly be top lane and they're just trying to pick her up for their team. We'll yet to see. Blue team is locked in on a Taric in that bot lane, so they want some kind of stun, and it looks like also armor shred. And blue team's actually going for a full armor shred team comp here. Purple team is hovering over a Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw does okay with Leona because they're just having a tremendous amount of damage output. First picking a Kog'Maw into a comp where you don't know who the other person's ADC is a little bit risky, so we'll have to see how that goes. They might feel okay with it though, being that there is a Taric in the bot lane, and Kog'Maw has that slow, Leona has her stare and stun, that's going to be hard to get to them. And Nemesis is hovering over Vlad in that top lane. Vlad does pretty well against a Renekton, and they are going to actually switch over and hover over Caitlyn now. But Vlad does pretty well against Renekton over there in that top lane, and as the game goes on, Vlad just turns into a nightmare because he just gets so much spam ability and whatnot with usually going with some kind of spell vamp item, and his passive from HP he gets AP and vice versa. So, and it is going to be a Caitlyn Vladimir lock in, and the mid. It looks like their mid laner over here for the blue team has locked in on that Makrana, and they're going to lock in on Jinx as well. So, actually, and that could be a mid lane Vladimir. Pantheon's being hovered over here. I'm hoping that's not a mid lane Pantheon or a top lane Pantheon. Nope, and it's going to be Kassadin. They say, okay, Kassadin is available now. We're going to lock him in, give our team some high burst damage as they have this. Nope. Well, what is the purple team doing here? I think they're trolling me is what they're doing. We'll just wait it out for them here with just a minute or so and see who they actually lock in on. Only got about 10 seconds left to pick his champion. And he is going to lock in under Udyr. And unless there's a trade here relatively shortly, looks like it's going to be an Udyr in the top lane versus that Renekton. And then Shyvana running around the jungle. And that would put Vladimir in the mid lane. Vlad's going to do okay against Morg, and vice versa. Morg's going to have a little bit better wave clear. She should be able to push Vlad back relatively early. As he does get some items though, he's going to be able to ignore Morgana's soil and she's really going to have to rely on hitting those Qs if she wants to have any chance of doing any kind of damage to him, or wait for Vi's ganks. And we know Vlad can get out of Vi's ultimate, so actually Vi and Morgana's ultimate with his pool. But he's running that Ghost, which usually signifies a top lane Vladimir, so... But I wouldn't suspect a Udyr going into the mid lane. So kind of interesting to see what we got going on here. Pretty sure it's going to be Vladimir in that mid lane though. In the bot lane, you have a Jinx and Taric versus a Leona Caitlyn lane. Jinx is going to have the range after about level 3 or 4 in her Q. And so depending on whether she chooses that or Zap as her first skill to level up is we're going to have to watch there. A lot more CC definitely coming out on the side of purple team in that bot lane though. And that's going to make Shyvana's ganks a lot easier for her, as she doesn't have any true CC really of her own, outside of maybe a red buff and that dragon form small little knockback. Just about another minute and a half here. Let's go in and see if I can pull up the... I can pull up the stuff here. It looks like Leona's going to be going in with a little bit of gold regeneration, some magic resist per level, and about 20 armor. She's going to be running 0921, so she's going to be going a little bit more into that utility tree. Shyvana's going to be extra tanky and go 129. Some attack damage and a little bit of attack speed to help her out there in the jungle. So she's definitely going to get really tanky really quick, having 29 points in that defensive mastery tree. Caitlyn's got a little bit of everything. This may just be a rune page issue and she doesn't have a true ADC rune page. Because magic penetration, I'm not sure why you'd run that on Caitlyn at all. Vladimir here, he is going to be going a whole lot of ability power that's going to get him quite a bit of health and those magic penetration reds. So definitely more towards the top lane build there. Udyr on the other hand, he's going to be going a little bit of magic penetration, some flat magic resist, and some armor roots. Some armor yellows, and he is going to be running move speed in that top lane. So it looks like a Phoenix Udyr coming out in that top lane for purple team. On the other side, you have Renekton. He's going to be running some hybrid reds, it looks like. Lifesteal Quint at 180 Quint. 921 in his masteries. The blues and yellows are the respective resistances. And it looks like we are getting into the game here in just a second. Jinx with that ADC, same ADC page they ran the last game, I believe, and that going all AD and not really any kind of sustain in that lane through magic or life stealing runes. Morgana's going to be running the same thing pretty much she did last game, a tiny bit of magic generation, and the rest of it's going to be a flat ability power. So definitely some high bursts coming out of these champions in mid lane that are known for a little bit more sustained damage. And Vi over here in our jungle is going to be running traditional jungle runes. Looks like attack speed reds, attack damage quintessences, and flat magic resistant armor. So, and Vi is going 21 in offense, so not going to be quite as tanky, but as long as she gets ahead on those ganks that she can do early game, definitely could see some snowballing from her. So should be in the game here in just a moment or two. As we just wait on Shyvana's little hamster to get his last few laps around the track there. And we are in game now. So far it looks like all standard items. Haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary that the champions are picking up there. Both Leona and Taric going with that relic shield early. And Jinx is going to be starting Adorn's blade and her pot, and Renekton is going to be starting Adorn's shield in this pot.
Summoner's Rift.
Udyr did pick up a flask early, and it kind of looks like Udyr might be wanting to go mid lane. Does look like he backed off. Wonder if he forgot to grab his trinket there. I didn't quite see, but usually when you see somebody get to about the first turret, realize, oh wait, I don't have my trinket. They'll go ahead and recall because they have plenty of time. And we are going to see an Udyr going up against Morgana here in this mid lane. Renekton is in the area. Udyr is showing himself to that turret. He wants them to know that he is going mid lane there. And Vi and Shyvana are going to trade a little bit of damage, but it looks like Vi is actually going to take a little bit more than Shyvana there. And Vi is going to be starting her W there, so she didn't get any kind of, she didn't have any kind of CC to help Morgana land her snare early. And both these junglers are going to get their help on their first turrets, and Shyvana looks to be a little bit ahead. There's a smite gets dropped. They are actually about the same speed, so no junglers really ahead. They actually both leave the camp at just about the exact same time. Now you can see Shyvana's going to go ahead and grab the wolves here, as Vi is going to go straight to her blue, so Vi is looking to get in some ganks a little bit quicker than Shyvana. Might be looking on something here in this Udyr, because this is definitely going to be a problem for Morgana if Udyr can get ahead on her. She's probably expecting to go up against that Vladimir, but he does go to the top lane against Renekton. And Vladimir does okay after about level 5 against Renekton. Before that, he kind of sustains out and tries to stay a little bit more on the passive side. Both of them did start that Doran's shield, so Vlad's going to have plenty of health regen there early game to be able to spam his skills out. Shyvana is looking for a gank here, though. Renekton went to put down a ward, and he actually caught her out, so seeing her that she was there, so he's going to play back. She is going to get that red buff onto him, so he's going to move quite a bit slower, but he is going to get out with ease. Not even really having to use the slicing dice, though he does take quite a bit of damage there from Vlad. And again, the same thing, but this time Vi is there with him, and Vladimir is gonna pick up a kill, and Vi is having a hard time picking up this kill on Shyvana. She's full health. They probably both need to watch out. Vlad's gonna put down his pool. Big mistake, because now Vi just wrecked you. Morgana getting a lot of damage down, and I think she hit her snare there against Udyr, and that's going to be the problem for him, because if she hits that snare into that soil, there's not a whole lot he can do because that's such long range poke, and it heals Morgana up quite nicely. Eventually over time though, that's gonna subside and Udyr's gonna be just fine to be able to sustain up here in lane. He's really just staying in this turtle form. Wants to get every bit of life steal down that he can early on here. And Vi's going to get caught out by Shyvana in the jungle. She still had her red buff on, and Vi does not have hers. She's going to get her escape out, but Morgana has to come kind of show to peel for. That's going to give Udyr a chance to push this lane up, and Shyvana's just kind of assist him and say, here, I got you. Get your life steal back up. Morgana's running low on that mana there. She's down to about a quarter bar. Udyr's a little bit better off, although he doesn't have any flask charges left, so... Leona is going to get caught up there in the Jinx snare. Caitlyn had to back out. Both of them are going to be able to sit in lane here and go ahead and regen up, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to have to go back to base yet, so... you do see a huge difference in CS though. Caitlyn is down to 14 and Jinx is at 34. That is a Jinx getting a lot of damage as Tara gets a stun out. Doesn't look like anybody's gonna get picked off, but it does look like Caitlyn's probably gonna need to base as her health pot is ticking away, but she's gonna be quite low and not have a whole lot of wave clear. Vlad is now doing excellent up in this top lane, sending a big wave under the turret to Renekton. He is going to be able to, should be able to clear up most of this. Vlad's going to sit there and use those annoying Qs to get his health pool filled back up. Surprised he doesn't base real quick here. Actually, it does look like he's going to back off and go to base. He could pick up that Revolver to get that just amazing life or sustain in lane and spell vamp back. Udyr looks to be doing a little bit better now that he went to base, and he actually picks up a Doran's ring and a longsword. Guessing working towards that Triforce. Caitlyn's staying in lane even though she doesn't have hardly any health. She needs to be extra careful here. Jinx is approaching level 6. Probably a couple minions into the next wave and she'll get 6. She can get out of the vision range of Caitlyn. That ultimate can come in really fast, so... Oh, Morgana... She's going to get a lot of damage down here onto Udyr. As the ignite ticks, Udyr will survive, but he's going to get shoved out of lane quite quickly. Oh, he's going to pop some pots and come back. Feels safe in lane even though Morglan's 1 Q, he's going down. And is it a bait? Not going to be much of one because Morgana's going to be able to get out of there with her black shield. I don't think she needed a flash there. Probably should have saved that. Morg is fairly low on her mana though. Vi, see, she's going to catch. Oh, is she going to pick up? And she will pick up Shyvana trying to clear out her red buff. Udyr isn't going to be able to help or do anything, so Vi's going to get that red buff steal, pull it into the bush there, but nobody really around that was any threat to her taking that. So Shyvana's not going to have her red buff, and she's going to have a hard time ganking. Vi coming around. Vladimir's just going to give his little laugh as he pulls and dodges up that Q from Vi. There will be no CC today. Tarek is going to get down, and he's going to pop everything. And one more hit on to Caitlyn, no. And Jinx will get it, and won't be able to follow up on Leona, as she will be get to the safety of her tower. I really don't think that was a great use of exhaust there. Yes, it gave your ADC a kill, but at the same time, Tarek, I mean, you were right there. One auto attack and it takes her down. And now you're down a summoners for the next fight, although Jinx will pick up a huge kill there, so now she's going to be able to get quite a bit of damage down here to this turret. Vlad's going to go in on Renekton. Can he get him? Don't think he will. Yeah, Renekton's going to get out of there with about 100 HP or so.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Vladimir definitely ahead up here in this top lane. He's up 8 CS, but he has just shoved Renekton out of lane and will probably be ahead about 18. No, he will leave the wave to reset, and it looks like yes, Vlad is going to clear out this wave. Excellent job. Get that next one shoved into the tower. Blue team's going to pick up a dragon that will stop this purple team from trying to get an early comeback here. Vlad's the real bright spot in this game at the moment, as he's the only one really ahead in his lane. And now they've come in behind on Leona and Caitlyn, and Jinx is way out of position, and they're not going to be able to catch her out. Tarek needs to watch it, as there's 3 of them around, but I don't think they're going to go in on that, as I don't think they knew quite where Jinx was. They knew she was in the area, but she's just going to be content to farm up this lane, increase the blue team's lead. They have, well, almost a
hosting a
4,300 gold lead here at the time.
2 plats for the game and 5 silvers. Go to the main lobby in the coaching room to come into the game. First come, first serve, and yeah.
Vladimir's going to pull, and he actually dodges the rocket as well from Jinx. They're trying to get this Morgana. I don't think they're going to have a chance because there's Vi's here, and they're going to want to back off now. And just taking a ton of poke there. Renekton putting down everything on Vlad, but he is still pretty healthy, and he's going to be able to sustain that right back up as he... Actually, he went with his revolver. He did not go with the Haunting Geist, so... Ooh, did Vi get caught out here? No, she didn't. It was almost a bait because she's going to pick up one, and now they're going after Udyr. And it don't... they might catch him here. Morgana Q does not come down. And if Vi goes after this... Oh, she will pick him up. She's going to be able to recall before the minions come. Maybe. Yes, she did get recalled back, and she went back to base, and Caitlyn ult's going to land there. I think Morgana just actually blocked it for her. So no in-base deaths as we seen in the last game, where that Cassiopeia Twin Fangs was hit just as Morgana went back to base. Renekton again jumping on Vladimir here, but trading back and forth quite nicely, but doesn't look like Renekton is going to be able to do anything here really, except pull the wave off. It's still going to get pushed under turret though. He's far enough along that he should be able to pick most of these up by himself. And Udyr is going to get dropped due to the Vi ult, and Jinx now has her passive. Get excited, and she's going to try to sneak around. Don't think she's going to be able to pick up Nope.
Purple team's
Just
turret
throwing a
has been
blind
destroyed.
shot out there, try to hit her with her Q. But not gonna work. Shyvana, I don't know why you're staying. You should have just went back to base. Now you're gonna get chased off and not be able to defend this turret at all, and it will go ahead and go down. So, blue
Purple
team
team's turret has
really
been
picking up
destroyed.
their lead here. It's up to about 7,500 gold, and there is a dragon up. Don't have anybody in the area. It looks like they all went back, so it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to pick up that dragon. But Vladimir again actually picked up a kill there on Renekton. So Vladimir still just needs to keep farming up in this lane, and he might be able to turn this around, or at least help his team to try to get it turned around early as possible. Still questioning this Udyr in the mid lane. It really I mean, Udyr brings a lot of CC and stuff to your team, but Morgana is just such a safe farmer, and once she hits about level 4 or 5, she can wave clear with just one cast of spells, so definitely an interesting thing here. Vi knows this red buff is up, and she's gonna go after Udyr, and then probably best to just get that. Oh, Morgana's gonna come in with this ultimate, and she's gonna get the double hit on the ultimate for Udyr to pick up the kill, and she's chasing off Vladimir now. She is gonna get the Q and the ultimate down. The Jinx ultimate comes in and gonna pick up the Vladimir kill, so purple team definitely having some major problems. They are down about 7,000 gold and quite a few turrets, which is a lot of map control. Renekton's going to be over here doing some dirty farming, making sure those minions do get to tower. Jinx getting a little bit of damage down here in the mid lane, but not too terribly much. And as you can see, blue team has not lost a turret yet. The purple team is down 3, including 2 of them in the bot lane, so this is still not an unwinnable game for them, but they are definitely quite a bit behind, and they need to start focusing some objectives and find something to get them back here.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Blue team's going to pick up that dragon and increase their lead. They are up over 9,000 gold now. And Caitlyn's going to get caught out by this Vi. Are they going to be able to get the stun off her from Taric? He's moving quick. And Vi's going to give enough vision, or get enough vision from Taric to get that ultimate off and pick up the kill on Caitlyn. As you can see, the gold lead differences here. Again, most of it is on that jungler. Vi is up about 3,700 gold. And the other big portion of it there is on Jinx versus Caitlyn. Jinx has almost double the gold of Caitlyn, so, and that's pretty much an item right there this early in the game, 3,000
Purple
gold.
team's turret has been destroyed.
Shyvana's going to be able to Dragon Form, get out of there just barely, about 150 health left on her. And wow, Vi and Jinx just erased Caitlyn. I think Taric got an assist there due to the fact that he healed Vi relatively close to around that time.
Shut down.
Oh, not expecting the damage to come out from somebody. Vi will go ahead and blue team's gonna go ahead and give up 2 kills for that turret, but they're shutdown kills, so that's gonna be a lot of gold. And purple team is still behind almost 10,000 gold though, so Blue team did get the inhibitor turret, so that is kind of toss up on how worth that is, depending on how your team feels mostly. I'm wondering if they're just saying get the turret, not really caring after that. Shyvana here, and try to push these mid lane turrets, see if they can get some kind of damage down. And Tarek's gonna get the stun down, but it's on Leona. She's really tanky. Probably not gonna be able to do much to her except run her off. Although that being said, blue team is here with 4 people in the mid lane, and they don't have a tower to go through, so they're probably gonna pick up this inhibitor here. May see it
Blue team's
team
turret
fight.
has been destroyed.
Vladimir's gonna pick up that bot lane turret. Definitely getting some gold for his team. Much needed gold at that.
Killing spree.
Morgana's gonna pick up one. Jinx
Purple
picks up
team's
Leona.
inhibitor has
That's
been destroyed.
blue team just has a commanding gold lead here, and the jungle play from Vi has just been amazing to get all these lanes really fed here. And that spell shield from
Team double kill.
Morgana was saving Taric forever, but Udyr is gonna fall. Oh, and Vi comes out of nowhere, and she's gonna pick up Udyr. Vladimir's coming in and trying to get Jinx. Does look like he might get her unless Morgana can land her snare. Jinx has moved far enough away, he's going to turn his focus towards Morgana, and she needs to get out of there as she has 3 members of the purple team all after her. She's going to flash over the wall, and I think she is going to be safe, although you do have a very fast Shyvana. Yep, and she will get away. Not a whole lot of wards by either team. Blue team does have a little bit of dragon control down here. Only 2 wards that purple team has are the ones here in their jungle. Kind of protecting their mid lane, just making sure they can push these super minions out without getting jumped on every time they go out of their base. But that being said, they can't go too far out because they are down. Actually, purple team is a little bit closer back in. One point in time they were down over 10,000. They've pulled it down to a little under 8 now. But blue team's going after this Baron. If they pick this up, it is going to be game. Purple team is on their way. Are they going to be able to get there in time? Shyvana and Udyr are both right there, and no. And they're just going to go over the wall to pick up Udyr. Renekton's in there just being that big old tank and soaking up the damage. Shyvana's going to drop to the Jinx Q. And Vladimir's going to be the only one left.
Double kill.
No, I'm sorry. Caitlyn was there, but
Aced.
it's going to be an ace, and that should be game right here, as purple team couldn't get there in force as a team, and blue team just went over that dragon wall to jump on everybody and say, yep, we're good. Renekton's going to get in there and tank up a couple turret shots. He's still tanking the turret. He
Purple
might...
team's turret has been destroyed.
And the Nexus is going to drop. Excellent job there,
Congratulations
blue team.
to Team 2 for winning the 5v5 draft tournament. See you all tomorrow. If you would like to stick around and hear an interview with one of the players, head to twitch.tv/noblegaminglol.
User was moved to your channel.
And I'm just going to keep the
stats up here, and they should be sending me somebody shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream before this interview starts, though.